Welcome to Gadget Guide USA. Thanks for watching my Meilan X5 safety bike tail LED with wireless remote control product review. As you can see here, I have the retail box. It is definitely retail ready, looks very professional. Gives you some of the stuff: wireless remote control, 2 yellow LEDs for turn lights, lasers, smart light, which that's actually one of the complaints, and we'll get to that why the smart light isn't the greatest. But actually, overall, it's a solid product. I'm definitely not knocking it. It just has a few things that I would like changed. But overall, it's definitely an awesome product. If you bike regularly or if anything like that, it's definitely something you need. But we'll go ahead and get to that. It tells you it's IPX4, it's weatherproof, has a rechargeable 2200 milliamp Henry battery. Essentially inside it, the battery is a 18650. That's not a standard battery you buy from Walmart, but you can order them off the internet really cheaply. If you unscrew this, there's just a 18650 battery in there. So anything else in the box we need to talk about? I guess not. Get rid of the box. Okay, so when you open it, of course, this is what you get right here. You actually have your, this is your remote control, and then you actually have the actual tail light unit. And right here we'll go over some of the qualities. It's mostly plastic. It feels like that's some type of polymerized rubber, or could be polymerized plastic as well. But it seems like there's some, decently waterproof buttons and everything. I mean, I didn't actually like run it through the soaking rain, but I sprayed it down with a hose. It still worked. Same thing with this, a good spray with the hose. It does come with this USB. As you can see, this USB port is covered. So I definitely wouldn't try to submerge it, but that should be enough, especially since that's facing down, even if you have a slight rain, that no water would get inside and get in the USB charge port. The only reason for that I could find is charging. If you hook it up to a computer, nothing happens. I guess I should have expected that, but it is what it is. Underneath, hidden inside here, is the rest of the stuff it comes with. This little plastic or this little stretchy rubber thing is so you can mount it to a handlebar. You basically just slide that in there like that, slide it around your handlebar, and snap it like that, and that will actually hold it to your bike handlebar so you can have access to all the buttons. And we'll get to actually what the buttons do. This is actually the mount that you mount onto the bicycle. You can kind of see this thing slides in here like that. And I don't want to slide it in there because once it locks in really tight, so I don't want to have to put it in and take it off on camera. But once that plastic thing is locked in there, it's locked really tight, impressively tight, it doesn't move. Essentially what this is for is this mounts to, actually you can kind of see this picture here. You have your bike bar there. So essentially you just wrap this around the bike bar, you slide this in here, and you slide it through, and there's a locking mechanism right here. I don't want to do it all the way because, once again, this, just like the other thing, it's actually, once it locks on, it's really locked on. So I don't want to, you just push it through, you hear that click, and then to pull it off, you just lift that thing up and it slides out. Once you get it pretty deep in there, it's pretty locked tight. So I actually have 2 of these. They send you, I have 2 of the X5s. So what they do is they send you these little straps here. This is obviously the one I didn't use the charge cord. One piece of black was enough to mount both of the bikes for sure. So we have that done, and of course this is the charge cord. You're probably familiar with USB charging. Most people are. Basically you just plug it right in here. It fits nice and tight, and then if you put it in the right direction, that is. Fits nice and tight, and then you plug that into a phone charger, computer, whatever live USB port you want to, and that'll charge it up. The battery does last a really long time, so charging isn't that big of an issue. I was really impressed with the overall battery life, especially once you see everything it's capable of. Now we're going to go ahead and go over the instructions. I will admit, the instructions aren't terrible, but they're not great. Some of the pictures are kind of tiny, so when you're first figuring it out, I'd hate to admit how long it took me to figure out that this thing slides in underneath. If you use the pictures that are available on like Amazon.com, the pictures on Amazon are much better. The pictures online at their website are also much better than the instructions. The instructions are well written, I just didn't like how tiny the pictures are. So it just basically goes over the stuff, where everything at, what the buttons do, how to install it. It's not very complicated, but where to use the glue, how to install it on your handlebar, how to turn it on and off, and how to charge it. Basically everything I'm telling you now. But overall, the instructions aren't terrible. They're not great either. I just wish the pictures were a little bit bigger. All right, so basically once you get this charged up using the cord, you've already got this mounted using the slide. and you've already used your tape, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Essentially, this is what you have on your bike. It has, I mean, as far as safety, this is something that really gets the job done. In order, it has one button on it. It's this button right here, and you hold this down. It's called a long press. I mean, you hold it down for 3-5 seconds, and it'll go ahead and turn on here. As you can see, it's actually really bright. I mean, you can see it from, I don't know, at least 40 meters away. Probably, if I really measured it, it'd probably be closer to like 60 meters. So it really is a neat safety device. The biggest thing I liked about it was the lasers. And you basically just push this laser, and you can see this here. Essentially, all it does is when you're riding your bike, it gives you like a zone right there where people, kind of like a please don't kill me zone is what I called it. And actually, you can see the response. Like when you turn the lasers on, people will move away from you. Like they see the lasers. I know they don't think they're like dangerous, but they just give you more respect and they give you a lot more space. And if anybody that's biking to work out there, you're familiar with the couple of inches they think is normal to give a biker. So these lasers give you a lot more space. People just seem to respect you more, and this lighting on the back seems to help people notice you more. When you're riding to work early in the morning and it's that, that dusky, still quite, the sun's up, but it's still kind of dark, I feel like this could really save your life in a lot of situations. So that's definitely something I liked. It has a left turn signal, and as you can see there, it just kind of filters to the left and the left blinks. I mean, you can tell that you're turning left, but it's not, I wish it was arrows or something like that, more clear, but people still give you a wide berth. Mainly the blinking just makes them pay attention to you, and that's the biggest thing. Now they realize you're there. In combination with the lasers and the blinking, they definitely notice. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on the right turn signal. And this range, I probably should have checked the range out. It worked from across the room. I didn't actually measure it. This room's, I don't know, 12, between 12. It definitely works at 12 feet. Probably longer, but being from the front of your bike to the back of your bike definitely isn't an issue. Unless you can see this is the right turn signal, the yellow blinks, and then this kind of cycles that way. In addition, you also have this button, and you can change. Okay, so let's go ahead and change that off. All right, so you can see here you have 3 different modes where you can push this, I guess it's a caution symbol. You can change it to solid, blinking inside, or just like the solid blink. Now, when you have the solid blink, it looks more like a caution. But people really pay attention to this. So of course, if you bike to work, you're familiar with how dangerous it can, sorry about that, it can be. And this is definitely a neat device. Like I said, I sprayed them both down with the hose. It didn't actually rain when I was riding. I don't like to ride while it's raining. But I mean, they seem to be genuinely waterproof. It seems to be pretty rugged. I got 2 of these, one for me and one for my wife's bike. I couldn't be more happy. The biggest feature that I like is definitely the laser. One of the things I'm going to complain about is riding during the day. It has like a smart light feature with a light sensor somewhere on it, and it says that you can block out the light feature. I'm not really sure how to do that. I haven't gotten to that yet. But I would definitely say it's definitely made for night riding or riding in the morning when it's still a little bit dark. During the day, it's a little bit more difficult to see, but like I like to do this blinking. Even in the day, when they can see this blinking very well and kind of, pay attention to you and respect you, and, hopefully they won't kill you. But overall, a very solid product. I'm very glad I have them, both for me and for my wife. They're worth every penny, especially considering these laser beams that kind of give you a safety zone where people, all of a sudden, of course, they never respect bikes until you have laser beams, and now all of a sudden they're like, maybe I should stay away from them. So all in all, definitely a solid product. Definitely enjoyed it. Definitely glad I have it. It's the Meilan X5. I hope you enjoyed my product review today. Comments are always welcome at the bottom of the page. Subscriptions are always appreciated. Thank you. And if you have any specific questions, comments, or suggestions, please email me at GadgetGuideUSA@gmail.com. Thank you for your time.